Hello, hello, hello. This is Tiffany with Healthy Passions. If you do not know me, let me briefly introduce myself. I am a certified personal trainer, certified wellness coach, certified energy healer by birth. I am an oracle prophetess and a natural healer. Today we're going to do our Herbal Fridays. We had a good bonus last week with three herbs in the segment, but today we're just going to do one for the sake of time. So bear with me here. Let's get started. Today we're going to do goldenrod, all right? Goldenrods comprise of about 100 species or more that grow throughout North America and in open areas like meadows, prairies, and savannas. I primarily use Salandigo. I'm going to try to pronounce it. I think it's con- canitis, which is the most common goldenrod in North America. It is the it is in the aster daisy family and is also known as gold root, woundwort, and saladigo. All right, goldenrods take the blame for a lot of allergies, but most of it is underserved. There are people allergic to goldenrod and they should not use the plant. However, most of the allergies are caused by ragweed and other similar flower plantings. Goldenrods are pollinated by bees and do not release pollen into the air like the ragweeds. Furthermore, goldenrod can be used against allergies caused by ragweed. That's good to know. So, really quick, I'd like to let people know that I am not a doctor. I do not prescribe any type of remedies or herbs to anyone. I can recommend, however, I do not prescribe. I'm not a doctor. So, if you are considering any of the herbs that I display just from what I researched and I love to share the information, consider doing your own research first, doing your deep research first, and then working with your doctor and nutritionist to make sure that you are not, number one, allergic to the herb or plant, and also to make sure it doesn't interfere with any of your medical medications that you're currently taking or medical conditions. All right, and you can work with a nutritionist to see how you can incorporate the herb or the plant into your food. So you work with your doctors on that. I just love to study, and whatever I come across, if I find something good about it, I will put it on my Herbal Fridays. So that's what I do. I get you started and intrigued to do your own research. Okay, just put that in there. Now, um, back to the subject here, goldenrod. Now, ragweed is really big in the area that I'm in right now. It is extremely high, and people with allergies are suffering, suffering, succotash. Okay, we are suffering from the ragweed being very, very high. But I wanted to kind of make sure that um, we understand that this is kind of undeserved quality given to goldenrod. So I'm going to reread that. There are people allergic to goldenrod. Yes. So if you're already allergic to it, then yes. But most likely it's not causing an allergy. Um, if the bees are pollinating it, that means that the pollen from the plant is moved from bee to plant. So it's not in the air necessarily like ragweed. So a lot of times people are allergic to the ragweed, right? And furthermore, goldenrod can be used against allergies caused by ragweed. I might look into that because for some reason, the area that I'm in, we are in an all-time high of ragweed. It hasn't been this high hardly ever, and people with allergies are really suffering. Okay, so give me a second here. Now, there it's very important that you look this plant up and identify it. There are plants that excuse me apps that let you know what plants are. You can take a picture of it and it will identify the plant for you. With this one, I do suggest it, okay, because it says you find goldenrod in open areas and alongside trail sides. Identify it by its unique aroma. So it has an aroma, a certain smell. It has a taste, and it has the visual properties like the height and its large sprays of yellow flower clusters. Okay, so it looks a certain way. But the reason why I say it's very important to use an app or something to identify it, because there are toxic lookalikes, and the toxic lookalikes. Goldenrod has many lookalikes, and some of them are deadly. Um, Groundsel, Groundsel, life root, staggerweed, and ragwort are regional names for deadly lookalike plants in the scenario genius. Okay, so in the book, in the records. So ragwort and groundsel usually have fewer and smaller flowers at the heads and bloom earlier in the season. So they bloom at a certain time, earlier time. So that's something that's very important because they can be deadly and they look similar. There are not there are not hard rules, however, so it can be difficult to identify the plant and distinguish them from others in local varieties. You should be very sure of the plant identification before harvesting. So when you harvest something, you're going to go gather it. And that's where I'm saying that those free apps that identify plants is very, very helpful. It can save your life, okay? So the edible uses of goldenrod. Goldenrod flowers are edible and can be eaten lightly fried or in a salad. It also it also it is also used as a flavoring for alcoholic beverages such as cordials and meads, sorry, and in the fermented homemade sodas. Leaves can be cooked and eaten like spinach. The medical use. She says she uses the leaves and the flowers in her medical preparations. However, the roots are also used. I use goldenrod to, I think she meant make, but I use goldenrod to make medical teas and tinctures. For children, it can be infused into raw honey or made into a syrup. Urinary tract and kidneys, right? Goldenrod has an astringent and antiseptic properties that are useful in treating urinary tract infections and bladder infections. It is also effective in restoring balance in the kidneys and in prevention of kidney stones. It is a good choice for chronic conditions and long-term use through care, though care should be taken as it is a diuretic. All right. Other treatments might be more useful for an acute UTI and kidney infections, skin, wound, and stopping bleeding. Goldenrod is an herb of choice to treat and help heal skin wounds, burns, open sores, cuts, boils. Okay, guys, I do apologize for that. My mic died. I did a TikTok live. It was supposed to be 30 to 45 minutes and it ended up being an hour. So, in the meantime, my mic died, but thankfully, I had another one charged and ready to go. So, I'm going to start back to where I think the mic died. So, if I'm repeating it, I do apologize, but this is good information. So, it shouldn't be too much of a big deal. So, we're going to go to skin, wound, and stopping bleeding. Goldenrod is an herb that is of choice to treat and help heal skin wounds, burns, open sores, cuts, boils, and skin irritation. The herb acts as an anti-inflammatory, antibacterial, and antifungal. It helps wounds heal quickly and soothes the irritation. She says she uses golden rod decoction as a wash. She can make a poultice out of it, or sometimes she just uses the powdered dried leaves directly on the skin wound. Its common name for its common name of wound wart came from its ability to stop bleeding when applied to a wound. Its dried powdered form works best uh, as a septic, right? Um, You can also use the goldenrod to make an ointment or a salve. Roots were traditionally used for burns. Okay, so when you're researching that, see what part is best and what form is best to use it for skin wounds. All right, cold, allergies, and bronchial congestion. Goldenrod tinctures is the best choice for treating symptoms of seasonal allergies and colds. It calms runny eyes and noses and the sneezes that are triggered by summer and fall allergies. It is an antiseptic and an expectorant and contains quarantine and rutin with an which are natural antihistamines. It also treats sore throats. Goldenrod can also be used and taken as a tea when needed for treating a sore throat or then combining it with sage. All right. So when you use the goldenrod as a tea, you can treat a sore throat and you can combine fresh sage with it. All right. Um, Once cooled a bit, the tea can also be used as a gargle for laryngitis and sore throats. All right, goldenrod helps the body get rid of respiratory congestion caused by allergies, sinus infections, cold, and flu. It works much like a yerba santa or to dry bronchial and respiratory secretions and to expel existing mucus. Okay, this is probably something I'm going to look into as for seasonal allergies. I have allergies. My allergies are pretty bad year round, but in the summertime and fall, they're bad. If you can hear, it sounds like I'm speaking through my nose right now. So, this is something I'm definitely going to look into when it comes to the allergy part. All right, so diarrhea is next. Goldenrod stimulates the digestive system while calming the internal inflammation and irritation that causes diarrhea. It is an anti inflammatory and antimicrobial, and so it attacks the symptoms in the causes. All right, boosts the cardiovascular system. Goldenrod is a good source of rutin, a powerful antioxidant that improves the cardiovascular and cerebrovascular system. It supports circulation and increases capillary strength. Peoples with peoples with this need drink goldenrod tea daily as long as they do not have a problem with blood pressure. So that is something that you need to work with your doctor on. Make sure your blood pressure is not high or low before you start drinking that as a tea daily, okay? So this is why I say work with your doctors and nutritionists. All right. Yeast infections and antifungal. Goldenrod's antifungal properties make it effective against yeast infections such as Candida. Drink the tea or take the decoction daily and use the powdered goldenrod as needed for external infections. Um, a gargle can be used for oral thrush, like the stuff on your tongue. All right, all right. So keep that in mind. Joint pain. This herb is an anti-inflammatory and it works well to reduce pain and swelling, especially in the joints. It is useful to treat gout, arthritis, and other joint pains. Take internally and topically, applying a poultice or a wash directly to the affected joints. Right? There is a warning, so I always read the warnings. Warning: goldenrod is a diuretic and can be overly drying when used long term as a daily beverage or tea. Do not use goldenrod during pregnancy or when nursing. Consult with your doctor if you have a chronic kidney disorder. Do not use goldenrod if you are allergic to any members of the Astrorhea family. Okay. So there you go. So you can use it in tea form, powder form, in a poultice, a swab, um, all kinds of ways, but this is the one for today. So hopefully there wasn't a repeat of the skin wound and stopping bleeding. But if it is, it's okay because that's good information. I am running out of time. I'm losing daylight, so I have to get ready for my Sabbath stuff. I love you guys, and hopefully the irritation of my mic dying wasn't too bad. I had to pause the video and come back in. I love you guys. Have a great day.